Hey, welcome to Undrafted Hockey Fans. Today we're talking about Zegras and Jamie Drysdale's new contract they got and how I hate both of them. For me, I think to me, when you get these young players, you want to lock them up long term because you're not in your window yet, right? And these kids are only going to get better. And I'm going to show you why you pay them now, because you know they're only going to get better. And you pay them more now and you pay them long term because it's going to look better in your cap later. So this is my opinion on how you should do it, because this is how you get guys to stick around, to become part of the culture. So Zegras today, we'll jump right over to his we'll jump over to Anaheim Ducks just to show you what they got. So currently, they are. Oh, by the way, this is a new setup I'm trying. So let me know what your thoughts are on the side by side. I'm trying it out first video, so let me know what your thoughts are. So my view's over here. So if I look over here, it's just how it is. So, anyways, currently their cap space with both of them signed is $9.2 million. So they both have them signed. So they have Zegras signed. We can scroll down. We have Zegras is signed at. Oh, it's not here. Well, we'll just go over Zegras. We'll just jump over to his stuff right now and go over it. So Zegras signed at the $5.75 million AAV. So that's a good size cap hit. But the reason I hate it is because it's only for 3 years, right? So if you're gonna get a guy like Zegras, who's gonna be a highly marketable center, who's one of the centerpieces for your team, you need to recognize that this is not very smart. He's only gonna get better. So you're looking at a guy who is $5.75 million, and he's 22 years old, which puts him dangerously close to being in arbitration. Is he in arbitration, right? No, he's in RFA still at the end of this. So, but being that he's 22, he'll be 25. My bad. So he'll be 25 at that point. So this guy's gonna command. I mean, he's gonna get better. He's a center. He's exciting, and that matters. He's gonna be one of the. He might end up being a captain. That's how big of a star this guy is. He just draws energy, and he excites people in the California market. And so, go over his stats real quick. If we jump over to his outcome, what do you got right here? So we have right here. So let's go just over these last 2 years, just to show you guys. So instead of 5 games, so 82 games season, right? 61 points on a bad Anaheim team, right? And in 81 games, 65 points. So about similar production on an even worse Anaheim team. I think his plus minus was even worse. Yeah, -21, -24. So again, so pretty consistent. I mean, a little more assists, right? So this is a pretty consistent player at this point, at least 60 points, right? And so I looked up another contract that is similar, and the reason I said he could potentially be a captain, he is very flashy. I get that. If you're not into that, that's okay. But if you're looking at a guy like him, where you want to pay him a lot for a long time, this is a great contract. Is Nick Suzuki right here? So Nick Suzuki, my bad. Sorry, St. Louis. Nick Suzuki, captain. I'll give you that. He's captain, but he's 24 years old, right? So he's in the second year. So he's 23 years old. $7.875 million is a steal for Nick Suzuki. And what a great Mark Bergevin, right? Yeah, he's the one that signed it. One of his last good deals. This is such a good deal, and really, why wouldn't you? This is a great deal. Look at his production right here. Oh, look familiar? Look at this. 82 games, 61 points. 82 games, 66 points. Very similar to Zegras, right? And it's 2.5 more a year, but you get that for 8 years, right? So if you let's say extrapolate this, right? Cap is going up, so I'll give you that. If you would have paid Zegras 8.5, let's say. So if we get 8.5, jump over to cap friendly, right? Go up to 8.5, right? So that's going from the 5, whatever he's making, 5.25, right? 5.75. So 8.5. So essentially $3 million off, right? Take $3 million off this, leaves him with about $6 million, right? That would make sense because long term, like the cap's going to go up next year anyways, right? It's gonna go up by by about $4 million next year. So if it's gonna go by that already takes out the difference that you're paying Zegras, right there. So I just it's just crazy to me. Like this is why I'm frustrated, and I recognize that Pat Verbeek is a tough negotiator. I don't think there's any chance of being traded. I think he's going to stick around the team for a long time, but I think they're going to screw themselves because they're going to put him in a bind where he's not going to sign. Because in 3 years, so the cap's supposed to go up $10 million in the next 3 years. So it's going up $1 million this year, and let's say it goes for at least $10 million in the next 3 years, right? So you're looking at going from 83.5 to 85.5, right? So you're looking at, if you got a guy he's not going to sign for 7.85. He's not going to do that. He's not going to sign for 8.5. He's going to want $9.5 to $10 million. So if you would have got him at 8.5 now, it would save you long term. It just doesn't make sense to me because he's going to be a star. He's already on the cover of NHL games, EA games already. So what are you doing here? So this doesn't make sense to me. So tell me. Help me out, Ducks fans. Help me out because I'm a little frustrated with this. And now I'm just going over to Trevor Zegras, a great player. I think he's going to be very marketable, very exciting. I just don't know why you're not. Just come on, Pat Verbeek needs to be a little smart about this long term. In my opinion, you lock these guys up. It's not like he hasn't been proving himself. He's only going to get better, right? Now we're gonna talk about Jamie. So again, I would have gone 8.5, 9 over 8 years if that was the case, right? I mean, if Zegras didn't want that, and I'm not sure if he did or not, I could see that, but I would have gone short if you wanted 3 years. I guess what you got to do, but I mean, and also Kaloran's out too, so that kind of puts a little stick in your mud too. So, but again, I would have gone long term with him, and I would have paid him. Give him the money because he's going to be worth long term. So also don't sign Gudis and Kaloran to those massive deals. Be bad. You're planning on being bad. Just be bad. Like go get we know what the Ducks trying to do. We know they're trying to be bad, trying to rebuild. Just be bad, okay? So go over Jamie Drysdale. Oh, can't play that. Sorry, NHL. Can't play you. I will get demonetized. I don't make any money off this yet, anyways. But I would be demonetized if I made any money off this, so don't want that. Anyways, $2.3 million over 3 years is the deal that Jamie Drysdale ended up signing, and the reason is the opposite of Zegras. For 4, I thought Zegras that's a bad deal for the team. This deal for Jamie at $2.3 million for 3 years is a bad deal for Jamie. If you're Jamie Drysdale, listen, go here. Jamie, I know I'm a Red Wings fan out in Detroit. Fire your agent. $2.3 million over 3 years. I don't care if you're injured. That's not good enough. You are a top star. You're going to be a top. Jump back over. You were drafted high. Look at this. You were a 18th or 6th overall pick. You were a 6th overall pick. Jamie, you made a bad move. And I'll tell you what. If you were unaware of what happened with Jamie last year, if you're watching this, you're a Ducks fan, I'm sure, because that's why you're watching this. You clicked on this video. 8 games, 0 points. Okay. He's young. Didn't have points. Terrible Anaheim team. So he's unproven. That's the thought process, right? He's unproven. Why would Pat Verbeek pay him? And so this is where I get, and I made a short on this today. If I was Jamie, I would say, okay, you want to give me $2.3 million? 1 year? Maybe 2. I'll give you 2. Throw maybe 2.5. Give me a little extra money. Give me a little extra cash for that second year. But for 3 years at $2.3 million, you're going to lose your leverage and you're going to lose money long term over your contract. Again, better for the team. But if you start rocking out and killing it and popping off seasons, especially with the improvements in over 3 years. You guys can continue. Your draft picks are going to come up, right? Your McTavishes are going to be solidified members in the organization. Zegras is going to get better. You're going to have there's a lot of other good players that Anaheim has. They've drafted and they're going to be come up in these systems. And when he pops off, this is going to look like a steal in the third year. And then they're going to have to really pay him. And so for me, I think this is a bad deal for Jamie Drysdale. I recognize that we don't know what he's going to look like, being that he's injured. But I think that this is not a great deal. I would have gone a year or two. And I mean, because right now the short-term money, that's fine, right? I think he's not even old. He's 21, right? So this takes him to he's still an RFA. So, and it's only 2.75 million percent of the cap, 2.75% of the cap, not million. So he's not expensive. It's a little frustrating because that's like taking advantage of the injury, which I get what you wanted. I know what Pat Verbeek's trying to do. It's just that I feel bad for the kid. I think he's gonna be really good. What's his points over the last 40 points? He's still a third. He still gets a point every 3 games, and he had 8 games and nothing. And in his first year, 24. Look at it, again, a point every 3 games, 8, 24. So he got better in the second year. So again, bad move. Jamie, fire your agent. I don't know who it is. I'm not looking it up because it's a waste of time in this video. Fire your agent. Not smart. I'm sorry he put you in this position. We saw this with Thomas Tatar looking for a multi-year deal. Screwed himself. We saw for Klingberg last year. Waited for a long-term deal that he could have taken Dallas's. And then he had to take one instead of 7x7. He had to take a 1 year for $7 million with the Ducks, and now he's only signed for $1 million for $4.5 million with Toronto. So he could have been guaranteed $49 million, but now he's having to scrape and scrimp and move to different places because he didn't accept the deal. Good for Dallas on him passing up, but again, you put yourself in a bad position. I don't want you to turn out like Klingberg. So, anyways, let me know what your thoughts are on this. If you're a Ducks fan, if you're not, maybe I'm an overreaction, but I just think it's stupid, and I want the best for these players, and so that just makes sense to me. And I don't want people to get into cap hell. We see what happened to Toronto. We see what happened with big contracts. You just don't want to get put in these positions where you're handicapped long term. You want to make smart decisions and manage the cap properly. But you also want to get that bag. Gotta get that bag. So, anyways, hit like, subscribe. Love you. And catch you soon. And to add on about Jamie Drysdale, I didn't add this part. This is an addition to the video. Here is Jake Sanderson. Jake Sanderson drafted right before Jamie Drysdale in the same draft, 5th overall. He just signed. He's on his ELC still, but he signed almost a little over $8 million contract. So, with a similar production to Jamie Drysdale, 32 points in 77 games. Jamie Drysdale, 32 points in 81 games, right? So, a similar production, and he makes $8 million for the next 8 years. 8 years. Jamie, don't take a bridge. What are you doing? Don't take a bridge. And it's signed at this point. I mean, you could even make... don't do it for that long. Just do a 1 or 2 year deal. Sorry about my camera. Do a 1 or 2 year deal. That makes the most sense to me. Anyways, that's just it. I just do 1 year. 1 2 year deal. So, sorry. Stupid lighting. Still, my camera's gross. So, anyways, that's why I always wanted to tack this on. It was just so frustrating. You could have made so much more money, Jamie. You could have, buddy. So, anyways, I love you guys. Bye.